Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Oh, this camera looks like it's 30. Hold it off. It's a little bit better. Hey, how's everybody doing? Y'all, I'm cold. I'm drinking some cold. I sit right in front of the AC. I'm cold. I hope everybody has had a good week, good work week, or just a good week in general. I hope everybody's doing well and your families are well. And I hope that right now you're doing something that you enjoy, that you're relaxing, or whatever it is that helps you to relax. Let's see. So I'm gonna give it a little bit before we get started, a few minutes, and we're gonna see if anybody's gonna join us. And if no one joins, then we'll go ahead and get started. So this will give me time to figure out which one of these decks I should use. I hope y'all don't, my neighbors sound like they're about to get started, and I don't hope they're not, because I will stop this video and redo it. So, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm hoping to see the grandbabies this weekend. I get to see my little munchkins, especially the newest one, the latest one. I'm hoping I get to see them this weekend. It's been a long week for me, but I made it, and so did you. So that's a blessing. Hope you're at home enjoying your families, or whatever it is that you decided to do today. You might already be out in the streets. I don't know, but I hope you have fun and be safe, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be a reading for Leo tonight, the sign of Leo. Keep in mind that this is just a general, I want to say it's a general reading. I just said it's a sign of Leo. Oh my God. This is for the sign of Leo. What I want to say is this reading may not be for you, even though your sign may be a Leo, it still may not apply to you. So don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit, okay? If I say he, it could be a she. If I say she, it could be a he. So take it as it resonates. Everything within this reading, you cannot make it apply to you unless it absolutely does. You just have to keep that in mind. Don't take everything personal in tarot, because tarot is not directed personally at any one person. It's just energy, and we just read the energies, okay? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and take this journey, and we're going to read for the sign of Leo. I'm going to start with my oracle decks, one of my oracle decks. I'm still undecided which one of these. I'm going to do the oracle, this oracle deck. This is going to be the Lenormand Tarot Original Pink oracle deck, okay? We're going to start for the sign of Leo, and I'm going to pull out some cards on the table, and we're going to start there, try to get the energy read. Y'all excuse my cat. She's been howling today for some reason. When I talk to her, she stops howling, so I figured her problem may be that she just wants some attention. So she's not sick or anything like that. I did move her stuff around, and cats seem to, they be a little disoriented and probably a little irritated when we move things around from where they normally are. So that may be a reason why she's howling as well. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're going to start with the oracle deck. I don't have my fan out here, y'all. I hope I don't get hot. If I do, I am going to get up and go get that fan. Because last thing I want to do is start sweating. I do have hot flashes. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Let me lotion my hands again so we can go ahead and get started. This is for the star sign of Leo. The star sign of Leo, sun, moon, rising. It doesn't matter. It's for the star sign of Leo. So again, if it doesn't apply to you, please let it fly. Okay, we're going to get started. Leo, fire sign. Okay, I didn't even get a chance to ask. There's one. Spirit ancestors, the Most High God, my spirit team of love and light. What do you have for the star sign of Leo? The star sign of Leo. Do you have a message? And what is that message? What would you like to say at this time? My first card jumped out. Kind of caught me off guard there. Let's see what we got popping here. Oh, there's another. Okay. Moving right along. What else have you? Put the star sign of Leo. Hold on, I got one on the floor. Oh, right below my feet. It actually came out sideways, and I'm deciding whether or not I want to take this card. No, I'm not going to take it because I need it to come out upright or in reverse, whatever it's going to do. So we're going to keep going because it's not fitting what I'm seeing right now anyway. So what else do you have? Star sign of Leo. One more. There you go. I wonder what the weather is like in your neck of the woods, wherever you're watching from. It rained a little bit earlier today, but then it stopped. It's been cooler today than it has been in other days. Like this morning, I woke up, it was like 70-something degrees. Normally in the morning, it's 80-something, almost 90. So today was a little bit cooler, but it was still hot. What else do you have for the star sign of Leo, please? Can I get another card, please? One more card. I actually need 3 more. I don't want to pull, please. For the lives, I like for the cards to fall. I do pre-shuffle when I do the shorts. Because we only got really like 3 minutes for the shorts. So that's 4. Need 1 more. I want to fall. Spirit, I just need 1 more. I was talking earlier, but now you're not talking. So what is going on? What's the hold up? Another thing about sitting in front of this AC, it dries out my hands so quick. Whoa. I'm gonna start all of them. So we're gonna crack these cards. Maybe that's what I need to do. One more. There we go. All right. So we have our 5 cards. We will clarify these cards as we go, and we have 1 card at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, so this is for the star sign of Leo. I'm going to show you guys the cards, and then we're going to clarify. My first card is the Anchor card. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know. There you go. It's the Anchor card. It's in the upright. The next card is the Cross card. In the upright. Third card is the Mystery card. It is in the reverse. Fourth card is a Community card. It is in the reverse as well. The 5th card, last card, is the End card, and it is also in the reverse. So 3 in a row, that's in the reverse. And the card at the bottom of the deck, I will reveal at the end, okay? So let me take a look at this and see what we got for the star sign of Leo. Okay, so for the Anchor card, it's reading that stability, security, and grounding, a symbol of being firmly rooted, feeling safe, or finding emotional and physical steadiness amidst change or chaos. So somebody right now is either wanting to be anchored, or they feel anchored in something or with someone, some certain type of situation that's going on. They feel stable, they feel secure, and they are grounding at this time, digging in, finding emotional and physical steadiness amidst change or chaos. So it could be a lot of stuff going on around this one person, but they feel anchored right now in the midst of the storm. So this is what I'm getting. They're either feeling anchored right now, or this is what they want. They want to be anchored, okay? They want to be anchored, and they want the stability and the security that comes with being anchored and being grounded. Because this person may not be grounded right now. This person may not feel any of these things. They may not feel stable or secure. So it could be the opposites. It could be 2 stories. One is wanting to be anchored and grounded and secure and stable. The other is they already feel these things, okay? For the Cross card that came out in the upright, okay? This card says religious belief, spirituality, surrender, prayers, the battle between good and evil. So it feels like with this person, it's more of a wanting to be anchored versus already being anchored. That's what I'm feeling. Because with the Cross card, for religious belief, spirituality, surrender, and prayers, the battle between good and evil. It's so crazy that this card came out and it's saying this on this card because I just did a live, right? And in the live, Spirit gave me that the person that was being referenced to in that spread was fighting an internal battle between good and evil. Or I said in that spread, dark and light. So same thing, right? And so here it is again in the actual live that this person is another person, possibly the same person, but another person is battling between good and evil. And the cross card actually is in the upright, which is meaning that this person is making steady progress. So they're leaning more towards surrendering to a religious belief or spirituality. They're going to surrender. They're praying. And the battle between good and evil is losing and good is winning. So it could have been at some point, the reason why I said this person wants to be anchored is probably because they probably were not anchored in nothing righteous, nothing good, nothing I could say spiritual, but nothing that was good for their soul, that's good for their, for their well-being, that's good for them. They could have been anchored in something else. They could have been grounded in something else, like grounded in something dark. So now they're leaning towards the light. So this anchor card coming out in the beginning is saying to me that this is something somebody wants to do. They want to anchor in a different direction. They want to pull up anchor from where they're at, move the boat to calmer waters, and throw down the anchor there towards the light. That's what this is saying to me so far. So it sounds like somebody wants to come out of the light, or out of the dark. Okay. Next card is the mystery card. That's in the reverse. In the upright, it says something vague, secret, not fully understood, or concealed from knowledge. So it's not revealing exactly what the real issue is, or perhaps this person that's coming out of the dark and into the light, they don't fully understand what the light is. The light is foreign to them. The light is weird to them. It's strange to them. Maybe they've never come towards the light for real, for real. Maybe they played like they were in the light. Maybe they mimic the light. Maybe they gravitate toward the light like moth to a flame, but not to, change anything about themselves, but more or less coming towards the light to see what it has to offer. The light being within another being, another person. Maybe that's what it was, that they're drawn to the light that's within people, but they're not drawn to the light for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't a personal reason to come towards the light. It appears to me that, at one point, that's how they were when they were in the dark. They could see the light because a city that's set on a hill cannot be hidden. So you're going to see the light no matter, how dark it is, you're going to see the light. And then the Bible also says that when the light comes, darkness has to flee. So you definitely going to see the light. So this person could have been in the dark, viewing the light in other people, knowing that that's the light because it can't be hidden. It's obvious. Hello. And only coming towards the light somewhat to mimic it, to try to be like the light, or to try to drain it from someone else while they were in the dark. But this spread is saying that they want to pull up anchor from the dark and they want to drop it over here where the light is, and go towards the light for real now this time. That's what it's saying to me. They don't fully understand the light, but this time, even though they don't understand, they're still drawn for themselves to the light. Okay. And I feel like that them being drawn to this light, they're going to, whatever is being concealed or what they feel is being hidden from them, because they've probably been wondering why so many people was going towards the light now and they're coming out of the darkness and into the light. Why some of these people is doing that? Why? What is it about the light that's so they become curious themselves now, to the point to where I don't want to just use the light for my own benefit anymore. I don't just want to steal it from other people and shine it as though it's my own. I don't just want to do it that way no more. I kind of want to see what it's all about, because people seem like they're happy in the light. They seem like they're joyful in the light. They seem like they have peace in the light. Maybe this person doesn't have peace and they want peace. Then they may not have peace in their life right now. Okay. Fourth card is a community card that is in the reverse. Okay. In the upright, it says to come together, collaborate, gather, and celebrate. So what did I just say? I just said that it's possible they see people that are in the light. They're going towards the light. They're coming out of the darkness. They're going into the light. And they all seem like they're happy. They all seem like they have peace. They all seem joyful, and it seems genuine. And people seem like they enjoy being over there in the light and stuff. And it's like, everybody's so relaxed and nobody's tense. There's no, there's no, no striving in the light. There's no fighting in the light. It's just, they're just letting the light be, and they're being the light. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a community of people, of light workers. There's a community of people that are in this area, in this realm, on this path. And they come together. Some of them do, just like people in the dark do. And they come together, they collaborate, they gather, and they celebrate the light. being in the light, walking in the light. Okay. And so this person is viewing this from afar, and they have gone beyond trying to use it for their benefit now at this point. So, and then the last card is the end card, and it is in the reverse, but in the upright, it says the act of bringing an event, process, or period to a close, a state of being final with no continuation or progress. Let me read that again. The act of bringing an event, a process, or period to a close, a state of being final with no continuation or progress. And it's in the reverse. So something is not going to be brought to a close. It's not going to be brought to a close. It's not going to be the final curtain. It's not going to be the end. That's why it's in the reverse. Okay. So we're going to use Pink Tarot deck to go ahead and clarify these cards real quick. We're already 20 minutes in, and I don't want to hold y'all. I'm trying to get the videos to be shorter than what they are. I just be getting information while I'm sitting here. I don't want to rush. Whatever messages that need to come through, I'll be wanting them to come on through, because somebody may need to hear that, you know. Whatever it is, that's what it gives me for the people. Don't let any distractions be in the way, any low vibrational energies, anything that's not of the light. Please don't let it interfere within while we clarify these cards here. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna put on some meditation music or something. Hopefully, we don't get no ads. That's exactly what we got. First things first, it says no ads, and what do we get? An ad. 2 ads. Yeah, man. Okay. All right, so we're going to clarify the anchor card that's in the upright. Spirit, ancestors, the Most High God. What do you have for the anchor card in the upright? Okay, first card out. Looks like the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So the anchor card is a symbol of stability and security and grounding, being firmly rooted, feeling safe, or finding emotional and physical steadiness amidst change or chaos. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. It says foolish action, hasty decision, unwise decision, dependence, loss, deprivation, waste, theft, entanglement, guilty conscience, pollution, financial failure. So this person may be experiencing one or more of these different things that's on this card, and this is why they want to be anchored in the light, is maybe they feel like their luck would change, where the stability and security they're looking for as far as finances and stuff is, or it could be anything else. It don't have to just be finances. I feel like this is why they want to be anchored in the light, because they've been in the dark for so long, and it's probably not working out well for them in several areas, and they're tired. So I really believe that they're tired. So they've made a lot of foolish decisions and actions that they've taken hasty, impulsive type of decisions when they were in the dark. Just unwise decisions that probably got them wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in some stuff. And, they've had to fight their way out of it. And some of the things they're still in, they haven't been able to escape it. It's created codependence for them on other people and other things that's going on in their lives, and they've experienced a lot of loss. Okay. A lot of things have been held back from them because they were in the dark with other people that were in darkness. So, negative forces, negative energy, or whatever it is that they, maybe they feed that dark side of them, that wild side of them, that low vibrational side of them. It could be all kind of stuff going on. But, and they have experienced this time and time again, and they're exhausted with it now. So they're wanting to shed that old, maybe, wanting to shed their old ways, and do something different than what they're doing. And the only other option they see at this point is the light, because if there's darkness, there's definitely light, and vice versa. So they have a guilty conscience right now, because of financial failures, and these are things that they keep hidden from the public, and they don't want people to know. So they may be a person that fake the funk and flex like they got it all together and everything going on, but really they can't pay their bills or what have you. They may be struggling doing that, paying car notes or whatever other bills. They may have credit cards, whatever, food. It could be anything, and that's nothing to laugh at, because it could be any one of us at any time. It may have been any one of us at any time, so they have a guilty conscience for overspending. So this person is ready to pull up anchor and come up out of this. They want to do something different. They're trying to think different. They're trying to move different than they have before. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. It just came out as well. Okay. So the Two of Pentacles in reverse is saying that they are unstable again. Okay. So the Anchor card is saying stability, and the Two of Pentacles card is saying that this person is not stable. So again, it's reiterating the fact that this person right now in the dark, whatever they've been doing, however they've been living their life, they want to pull up anchor because they don't feel stable. They don't feel secure. They're not grounded, They're not a symbol of being firmly rooted right now. They're faking the funk. So whatever they're putting out there is a facade. They really don't got it like that. They don't have it like that. Okay. And they don't feel safe, and it's bothering, messing with their emotions, and, there's a lot of chaos around this person. So the Two of Pentacles is coming out to reiterate the fact that this person is unbalanced. They're unstable. They're disorganized, wasteful. Again, same thing. Wasteful is on the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Is also on the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This person is sad. They're restless because they don't know how, what they're going to do, how to get out of what they're in. And also they're restless because this is not the way of life they want to have anymore. It may have been fun at some point, but I think at this, as far as it's been going, they're kind of tired because they're really not enjoying it anymore. It's not fun anymore. They don't see no progress, and they feel like this is no way for them to live anymore. They do feel inadequate at this point, that the things that they've done to try to better their situation has not worked. So they feel like, a little insecure about themselves, about their efforts that they've had, and they keep getting bad news. So bad news, bad news, bad news. Spirit, what do you have for the cross in the upright, please? So this person is trying to change their ways. They've never done this before. This is what I'm hearing. They've never done this before. They've never tried to change their ways. So we're going to see if that's touched on in this spread. The Spirit going to give us some insight on that. But I do have a card that fell out for the cross in the upright. And it is the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay. And this card says, drowned in the past, distressed when recalled, cannot live independently, vain, nostalgia, effort is not recognized, fear from childhood. So these are some of the things this person is struggling with right now. This person lives in the past. They hang on to what was and how it used to be for them. They always talking about how they used to do it, how they used to have this and they used to have that, and had things going on and things was popping. And this person talks about this all the time. They're always talking about when they was with so-and-so, it was like this, and they lived like this. They had a nice house, and when our cars was nice, and the money was coming in, and this and that was going on. And this person lives in the past. They're not looking at the present, and they really have not really cared about the future too much. So this person lives for the now, right now, and they live for like sudden impulsive type of things. They make rash decisions, but they do live in the past. They reminisce a lot about the past, and wish they could go back to that. Although we know you cannot change the past, but this person wishes they could go back to certain periods in their life where they felt like things were good. Um, so they get a little stressed out when they think about the past because apparently in this spread, maybe they're not experiencing what they would consider the good life or good times like it used to be in the past for them. Okay. Cannot live independently is a codependent person. So this person has a problem with being by themselves or living by themselves or doing things by themselves, possibly taking care of themselves. Um, they're a vain person, which means they're very materialistic. So this person remembers all the materialistic things they had in the past when they remember those good times that they had when they're feeling nostalgic, but it's vain because they're looking at material things, material gains, and this doesn't say anything about uh, the inside of them or how they were they a good person? Were they doing the right things? How were they treating other people that they were connected to during those times? Because remember, because this person was codependent, they've never done anything by themselves. They always had to be with somebody and partner up with somebody in order to achieve something. Okay. They feel like the efforts that they do give, which is very little, is not recognized. So in past relationships or possibly their present relationship, or maybe a most recent one, they may be feeling like that their efforts that they give is not being recognized and nobody appreciates them. But it could be because the efforts that they call efforts really aren't. It could be that. I don't know. So, and then the last thing on this card says the fear from childhood. So this person has had some childhood traumas that stagnates them to this day, which is possibly why they're living the way they live right now in the dark. The things that they do, how they see life, how they see people, all of that could be just, stagnated or skewed. The perspective could be skewed from something that happened in their childhood. You have another one for the cross? Here, do you have another one for cross in the upright? These cards I don't hardly ever use. They're really slippery. I'm having a hard time gripping them. So for the second card for the cross card in the upright is the Four of Cups in the upright. You see that? This is a Four of Cups in the upright, okay? And on this card in the upright, it says silence, distract, feeling down, depressed, tired, withdrawn, isolated from society, apathy, separated, resentment, bored, introverted, lack of motivation. So this is also describing how this person feels currently. But they're wanting to shed all of this. They're wanting to turn over a new leaf. They're wanting to, be different inside. There's an old Christian song that they used to sing. I forgot who sings it, but some of the lyrics is wanting to make you clean inside. So this person is wanting to clean up their life, clean up their spirit, clean up, they want to clean up everything about themselves and want to change some things. They don't want to be who they used to be, Right now they're kind of withdrawn and they're just kind of sitting with the feeling of wanting to change. And this is for the cross card that's in the upright. So they're needing to take this to God or to the Most High or to whoever they're thinking about taking this to that's of the light, okay? And they're wanting to lay all of this at the feet of the cross, so to speak, or laying this at the feet of, just laying it down. It's a burden to them to keep carrying this right now. They feel distracted. They feel down. They are depressed. They're experiencing some depression right now, whoever this person is, and they're bored and they're very restless. And they feel like they're isolated from society. And it could be the society that they're looking at as those of the light, because the darkness, those people that's in the dark, they also can feel isolated in the dark simply because the dark don't love nobody. Okay, so even though it could be a group of people that's in the dark, there's no love there. The only love is the what you do in the dark, but there's no love for one another. Everybody is expendable, disposable in the dark. Okay, there's no love, no care, no none of that. So this person is tired of that right now. Okay, they have some resentment. I don't know why they have resentment. Maybe it's perhaps they resenting those of the light, or I don't know. Maybe they resent the path that they're on. Maybe they were born into this. Maybe this was something that was taught to them at a young age. They was born into a family like that, where this is what they do. Dark things. And maybe they have some resentment that they weren't taught anything else, and other people know stuff and they don't. And that's probably why the light looks foreign to them, because they've never fully experienced it for themselves. They just seen other people do it, and they've mimicked it, even though they didn't know what it was. Okay, so they're not feeling very motivated right now, and this is why they're trying to come into the light. This is for the cross card. They're trying to come to the cross some kind of way. The cross representing the light. What do you have for the mystery card? Y'all stay with me. Go ahead and like this video if you're with me right now. If you're watching this video. If you're watching it later, after the live has ended, you can still like this video. You can still subscribe to my page, to my channel. I don't know if you can see height points for my videos yet. My channel may still be a little too young for the height button to show up. I don't know when it's supposed to show up. Continue to subscribe to my page. That opens up other perks the more subscribers I get. I did get another card, one card actually for the mystery card. The mystery card did come out in the upright, okay? So again, with the mystery card, it means something vague or secret, not fully understood or concealed from knowledge. And if you remember, I said this person does not fully understand the light, how to live in the light. They don't understand that type of life, that path. They don't understand what it means, what it consists of, what they would have to do. They're not aware. They're not fully understanding. They understand that there's more to it than what they thought and what they were mimicking. That's all they know. So that's the mystery card. And the card that came out to clarify that is the Six of Swords in the upright, okay? So for the Six of Swords in the upright, we have reconcile, calm down, smooth sailing, resettlement, beneficial change, relieve stress, get rid of conflict or difficulties and go with the flow and travel. So because they don't understand everything, what they're going to understand once they make this decision for real and make that leap is that they're going to be leaving some things behind, like I mentioned before. And that's exactly what you see in this picture, which is traveling away. It looks like if you look in the boat, it looks like a mom or someone with a child, like a family. So these people are leaving, they're traveling, they're going somewhere to a different destination. But this person is not whole inside. They don't even know what that means to be whole inside. They're kind of like almost split in two. They're caught between wanting to stay in the dark and caught between wanting to go to the light. But that pull towards the light is strong. And the division that they have right now needs to be balanced, and they're going to reconcile that within themselves once they make this leap. Okay? This person's probably full of anxiety. They're probably, I don't know if I want to say hyper, but they can't be still. That's why I said restless. They don't have no peace inside, so that's why they probably can't be still. They always feel like they got to be doing something to occupy their mind, or, they can't just rest. They can't just chill. They don't know how to do that. That's going to change for them as well once they come on over on this side. So everything can be smooth sailing for them. This is what Spirit is saying, that once they make this decision, this is going to be a smooth sailing for them. This person is about to have some things that happen for them that they had never seen before, that they have never seen happen before. So they're going to, like they settled over there in the dark, they're going to resettle over in the light. And then this is when things is going to get turned on for them, so to speak. This is when things start happening for them. What was dormant, that Spirit was withholding from this person, is not going to be dormant, and it's going to be turned on for them. It's going to be prepared for them. It's being prepared for them as they make this transition. Okay, they're making this decision, but they have to fully make up their mind in order to release the flow that's going to come from Spirit. Okay, it will be a beneficial change for them, like I said, because there are some things that's in store for this person that they're going to see that's going to happen for them that they've never seen before, and it's going to blow their mind. Okay. This will relieve the stress that they're experiencing at this time, the stress of living in the dark and nothing happening for them, and all the crazy stuff that happened, and all the expending all of your dark energy doing dark demonic type of things, and just out here doing whatever that comes to your demonic mind. And when that's can be a lot of stress, because it can pull this person in several different directions. They may have some attachments on them, which is what I just heard, several. And that's going to be relieved as well, because when people have attachments on them, they're pulled in any direction those attachments take them to, and they fight over this person's attention to pull them into darkness, different levels of darkness, different divisions of darkness, and they'll fight over this person. This person will feel like that they're being what's the word I want to use, harassed. That's part of the word. That's not quite the word I'm looking for. But this person may feel like with these attachments, yanking and pulling them in different directions, that they're being fought over. I don't even know if that's the word. It's not what I'm trying to say. But it gives the notion that this person feels probably a little, how do I put this? They may even have this, but they may feel a little bipolar. Like 1 minute they feel like this, 1 minute they feel like that. 1 minute, they want to do this, and then the next minute they want to do that. And it's happening in rotation so fast that they can't really keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? So 1 minute they over here doing something in the dark, and then something, that attachment will pull them somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And they'll have them doing something else. And sometimes all of the attachments will have them doing things all at the same time. So they could be, who knows? It just depends. But all at once. And this person probably feel like, sometimes they be losing their mind. But all of that's going to change. All of that's going to smooth out. They're going to get to get that stress off, and get the monkey off their back, that they're feeling the confliction. Yeah, they feel conflicted. That's the word I'm looking for. They feel conflicted. This is really bothering them. You know what I'm saying? And they're tired of feeling that conflict that's going on. Remember, I said they get to reconcile both sides of them that's fighting. One that's fighting to stay in the dark, and the other that's pushing towards the light. So you got the attachments trying to keep them in the dark, and then you got the light over here that's drawing them. So this person is conflicted a lot. Okay. One more card for mystery. This is a life this person is tired of living. They don't like the way they are. They don't like what they've been experiencing anymore. They're not having any fun anymore. It's not enjoyable. More than anything, they did not benefit from being over here in the dark like they thought they would. I get the notion that this is something that was passed down from generation. Maybe this is generational curses and it's passed down through the family. This is something that somebody learned coming up. And they've seen it done. Maybe their parents were like that, depending on what it was that they saw that. But it was a lot that happened during their youth, as when they were young. As I said earlier in this message, that this person have some fear from childhood traumas. So something happened to this person when they were a kid, when they were young, and I don't know how young, but I'm hearing pretty young. But it didn't just happen once. This is something I'm hearing. Spirit is saying this person, what happened to this person happened a lot. Okay. One more for mystery, please. It happened a lot. Lord have mercy. This is why this person feels defeated right now. They feel unstable. This is why they are in the dark. This is why their life gravitated towards the dark, because they started off young in the dark. They didn't even know they was in the dark when they was young. They didn't even know what was happening, and it was dark, but they knew it wasn't right. They knew that. My Lord. This is 2 cards. That's 3 cards. Lord, am I taking out 3 of these? Justice is in the building. First card out. It's a justice card. Now it's in the reverse, okay? So this person, like I said, when they were young, they were introduced to the dark some kind of way through their family, be it their parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, something. Okay, so let me explain something that I understand. In order for the darkness to take root in your life, there has to be something, a crack for it to take root. Okay. And it has to be something that breaks a person. When I say break them, all their defenses need to be destroyed in order for darkness to take root, whatever it is. Okay. This is why in abusive relationships, you get a lot of gaslighting constantly, because gaslighting is meant to remove your defense against the onslaught. Not just the gaslighting, but it is a tool used for to destroy your boundaries. Okay. As a child, you don't know what boundaries are when you're a child. So this is why strange people target children, because they're defenseless, because their mind is defenseless to understand what's happening to them is meant to break them. You understand what I'm saying? It's meant to hurt them. It's meant for them to remove any barriers that they could possibly have as a child, and for them to accept what's happening as normal. Same thing when you're in relationships with people that are, abusive towards you or toxic or whatever you want to call it. These are tools that are used to break a person as an adult as well, because it's meant to remove boundaries so that further damage can happen to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So this person was unfairly treated as a child and traumatized. Okay. Take it how it resonates. And this was meant to keep them imbalanced. Same thing with adults. This is why you're traumatized in relationships, is to keep you imbalanced. So you never get your footing. You never get your bearing. The equilibrium is off. You don't know what's up, what's down, what's right, what's left. You don't know what's right and what's wrong or whatever. It's meant to confuse you so that you feel like something is wrong with you versus what's happening to you as being wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So justice in the reverse is what happened to this person. So this person was unfairly treated. There was no justice for this child, as this person as a child. Okay. So it's a lot that happened to this person. And this is why this person is in the dark. Second card, well, the other card that came out is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. For the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, that the actions that happened to this child, or this person as a child, caused this person to be stubborn. It has nothing to do with their sign. Sometimes it does. But if they were, according to their sign, if they were stubborn, then what happened to them made it 10 times worse. Okay. It produced some laziness in this person, because perhaps they were rewarded for the ABUSE that happened to them. Okay. So maybe they felt like all they had to do was whatever was being done to them. All they had to do was do that to other people, and they didn't have to do anything else, and they will receive rewards. Okay. So this could be a person that could be what we call what do you call it? If it's a man or a woman, they call them a bum. Not like out on the street, a bum, meaning this is why they're codependent on other people, because they like things being done for them if they do to these people what was done to them as a child, if you follow. Okay. So this person has probably been depressed most of their life. Okay. And they're complacent and they're irresponsible and they're very careless because of what happened to them. Okay. They're very careless. Careless meaning they don't think before they leap, and also careless meaning they could care less about people's feelings. Okay. The third card that fell out was what is this? The 9 of Swords. Okay. And it's in the reverse. Okay. So for the 9 of Swords, you have harsh, painful loneliness, sorrow, bondage, loss of relatives, suicide, death, and imprisonment. So this person right now is struggling. This is a part of what they're experiencing on that side. Okay, so it's giving you some perspective as to what this person is feeling at this time. This person does not feel good about themselves at all. And they are tired of this. They really are. They're not letting everybody else know that this is what's bothering them. They are very good with the poker face, but you would never know that this is going on inside of them. When they ever get a chance to be by themselves, which is rare because they're codependent, but if they get a chance, and I just heard sometimes they go in the bathroom, they're not even using the bathroom, but they're just to get a moment by themselves. This is when they get a chance to sit down, literally, and think about their life without no distractions. It's just them by themselves. And people can be thinking that they're in the bathroom, for obvious reasons, but they're in there to just breathe a minute, deal with their emotions so they can fix their poker face and go back out there and deal with their life the way it has been. And Spirit is right now watching the whole thing, watching and waiting this whole thing that's happening right now. And not mad, not angry with this person, but just kind of like, because, and I heard this person has had opportunities and after opportunity after opportunity in the form of people that was sent to them. And now they're at their wits' end because they're tired. They're literally sometimes when they're in that bathroom, they're praying. And they ain't never did that before. And they'll never let anybody know that they had started praying or meditating, if they even know how to meditate. They might think they know how to meditate, so they try, but they still not going to let nobody know that's what they're doing. These are things that they've never done before. This is how tired this person is. And it seems weird to them to be doing it. They think it's so strange. It feels weird to them. Because this is not how they live their life. This is well beyond what they know. But they're reaching in the right direction with the cross upright. Even though they don't fully understand everything, they're reaching. It's concealed, but they're reaching. So no one else sees this except the Most High. And that's where it counts. So I didn't get a chance to ask them. We're on to the community card that is in the reverse, okay? Remember this card. It's my Oracle card, community card in reverse. So people are not, it says to come together, collaborate, gather, or celebrate. So this is in the reverse, which meaning that this is not happening for this person. So when this person is in the dark, as well as other people that are living that type of lifestyle, they don't feel like when they come together with these people, they still feel like they're separate from these people. And the collaboration is to do more devilment and more evil things and to just, engage in certain type of activity that's so low vibrational. This person's soul is crying out. That's what's happening here. So the celebrations don't no longer feel like celebrations anymore. Not real celebrations. You know how you celebrate somebody's birthday, when this person and those people would celebrate birthdays, it had a dark tone to it. It was yay, popping bottles and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. And the music and blah, blah, blah. But it always ended in something dark, macabre, something strange and weird. I'm hearing something, but I can't repeat that because YouTube was not going to let me say that. Lord have mercy. But I sure heard it loud and clear. So this person, it can start off as a celebration It can start off in a separate place, like a club or a bar or whatever, or maybe they rented a hall or what have you. But by the end of the night, which would be 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they be into some stuff that had nothing to do with the celebration. You get me? Okay. So the first card that fell out for the community card is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Let me show you. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So for the community card, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which is saying improved working conditions, restored faith, and out of poverty. Did I not say once this person makes this decision, all the imbalance that as far as their finances is going to be rectified? That's going to be changed. It's going to be cleared out. This says improved working conditions, restored faith, and out of poverty. Could it be that this person had the opportunity at one point and was actually not all the way into this darkness? They used to, for example, maybe used to go to church or what have you. They used to do something, more on the lighter side. We'll say, on the lighter side. They wasn't all in like they are now into the dark. This is restored faith. So it's possible this person used to be, didn't fully engage in that. I mean, even though what happened to them as a youth happened, there may have been a period in their life where they actually weren't in the dark like this. They were almost out, like on the edge, and was doing something that had to do with light work or something to that effect. Because the reason why I see restored faith on here, and I just heard this person had a calling on their life. They was always called to be in the light. They was always called to be an emperor or empress, or whether it's masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. They were called to be the high priestess, the emperor. They had a calling on their life that was supposed to be a part of the community that's lifting the vibration of this planet. This person had that on them. They were supposed to be divine. You understand what I'm saying? It's a divine masculine and a divine feminine, whoever this is. This is what's their calling. This is their calling. And they forfeited that as they got older, and they continued to walk down that path. I don't know if they felt like they had a point to prove. I don't know what it was, but they forfeited their divinity for the darkness. Okay? So they took their crown off and got out there with the peasants. And like I said, I don't know if they were trying to prove something to the people, to the masses, or something like that. Could have been the ego thing. Who knows what it was? But I don't know if they felt like they had something to prove. Maybe they was picked on as a kid. Maybe they were bullied a lot, or maybe people was jumping on them. And I don't know. As they was growing up, they used to get punked all the time or something like that. So then, as they got older, they felt like I gotta prove something, that I'm not this kid that used to have people picking on them and include them in the reindeer games or whatever. They have a point to prove. And in doing that, it pushed them further into, low vibrational activity, but yet still with their ego feeling like they're the man. And they've always had this calling on their life, the divinity, the divine. They're supposed to be the divine masculine or the divine feminine. Okay. And this is why this person, when this anchor card first came out, which is the first card that we had, this first oracle card, this person grounded themselves in some dark, macabre, demonic type things as they got older, and solidified that to the point to, like, I know what I'm doing on this side. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. They perfected that. They perfected being in the dark. They perfected using the weapons of darkness against people of the light that's not in the darkness, innocent people, whoever it is. Because obviously they wasn't doing that to other people in the dark. So it had to be people of the light. Okay? So they were anchored in that at first. But this card is saying they want to pull up anchor and move over to the light now. Because just like you can perfect being in the dark and using the weapons of darkness against people of the light, you can flip that and use the weapons of the light to pull people out of the darkness, because that's your calling. That's your divinity. That's what was placed on your head. That's what your calling is. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So maybe this person is finally recognizing, or not necessarily recognizing, but surrendering, like the card said earlier, because they've been knowing. And a lot of y'all been knowing. You've been knowing where you're supposed to be. Okay. So we got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, which it says improved working conditions, restored faith, and out of poverty. So like I said earlier, this person makes that decision, all things going to be made right for them. All the things that they struggle with, all the things that they've had issues with, is going to be made right. The Most High says so in this spread, that this is what's going to happen. All they got to do is truly make that decision. Don't play with it. Don't toy with it. Don't, I wonder if, no, make the decision. You got to leap. You leaped that way and did that. And you didn't really get that no thought, because you thought your reward, what you was getting, the attention and the accolades and this and that and the other, and people looking at you in a certain way, that was your reward. It strokes your ego. But see, when you come to the light, you can't have no ego. That don't work in the light. So things will improve for this person. And then the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. That's the second card to clarify the community card that's in the reverse. It's the clarifying the community card. It's failure, wrong turn, sluggishness, unfortunate, disappointment, dead end. Resist the beneficial changes. It will get worse before improving better. So all the failures and stuff and all the things that this is something that they are experiencing right now because of them being on that side that they're on, okay? They've been making wrong turns, you know, they've been experiencing disappointments, a lot of dead ends. They purposely, I heard this, purposely resisted beneficial changes. So again, reiterating that the Most High said this person has been given chance after chance after chance to change. And the offer was extended several times through several people, and this person resisted anything beneficial for them, for their life. Not beneficial, materialistic. This is what the Most High is saying. And again, take this as it resonates. This may be you or maybe somebody else, but this is what is happening in this spread. It's the energy I'm getting right now, okay? So we're on the end card, END. That's in the reverse. Can I get 2 cards for that, please? Oh, Lord. When I said these cards, I hardly ever use these cards. They are so, like, inflexible and hard. And slippery. Can I get 2 cards for the end card, please? That's in the reverse, 2. I'll take 1 for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So for the end card that's in the reverse, I get the Ace of Wands in the upright. See that? It's the Ace of Wands in the upright, which says new ideas, new start, new birth, new experiences. Inspirational, innovative, optimistic, inventing, trusting, tenacity, creativity, fertility, growth, sexuality, and motivation. So again, 3rd time's a charm. Here's the Most High saying again, make that leap. And all these good things it's a paragraph on here of good things. It's waiting for you. I got this pre-packaged for you set to the side. All you got to do is come get it. New ideas, new start, new birth, new experiences, inspirational, innovative, optimistic, inventing, trusting, tenacity, creativity, fertility, growth, sexuality, and motivation. All these things, because the end card is in the reverse. This is going to be the end of the ways that you used to be in the dark where none of this was happening, okay? We're going to end that old way. We're going to end that old life. We're going to end that old thought, them old patterns, the old perspective, okay? And then we're going to give you new with the Ace of Wands. Everything new. Okay? Everything new. I hear a Charlemagne song. They say, make that move right now, baby. Remember that song? You gotta make that move. That's what Spirit is saying. Because if you make that move, everything I just said is coming your way. I mean, you've lost a lot of stuff in the dark. A lot. You've almost lost your sanity in the dark out here running willy-nilly. You've experienced loss after loss after loss. Betrayal after betrayal. Destruction after destruction. Instability, insecurity, depression, fear, anxiety. Shall I go on? What have you got to lose? That's what Spirit is saying. What else have you got to lose? Because really, you ain't got nothing left to lose. Even though you don't fully understand. What? Find out. It came out sideways. I'm not going to take it. It's got the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Clarifying the end card in the reverse. Okay. So the Knight of Cups in the reverse, it says unreliable, illusion or illusory, lies, scam, immaturity, falsehood, flattery, ambiguity, inconsistency, not telling the whole truth, lack of reality. So this person was a whole mess because I keep getting cards that are describing this person. And this is saying that this is how this person was, and these are how the people are that's around them that's also in the dark. And this is what's going to continue. Okay. So basically, like I said, what do you have to lose? You can lose people being unreliable. You can lose, living with illusions, and you can lose people lying, or you lying and being a liar, people scamming, or you being a scammer. You can lose other people being immature, yourself being immature. You can lose falsehoods, making up stories, and lying on other people instead, pretending and all of that other stuff that you do, and faking the funk, and making it seem like you got it and you don't got it to the public. And you can lose that. You can lose not telling the whole truth, which is basically a lie. And you can lose a lack of reality because somebody is living in an illusion. And you don't have to be. It's a choice that you're making to stay in that. Yet you don't like it. So your complaint is that this is going on around me, and this is what's happening, and but you're participating in it as well. We're not going to leave that out. Okay. So you're participating in this, even though you're complaining about being in the dark. You're complaining about what happens in the dark. Like you don't know. You've been doing this a long time. What have you got to lose? All those things I just mentioned and then some. That's what this spread is saying. Not me. I just pull the cards and read the cards. This is what the divine, this is what the Most High, this is what Spirit is trying to say to somebody, maybe you. Okay. Last card on the bottom of the deck with my oracle cards. Remember the card I said I was going to save for last? Is the luck card, and it's in the upright. Okay. The luck card in the upright. The occurrence of events by chance. The occurrence of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. We all know what luck is. Good luck. You have good luck, you have bad luck. The occurrence of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. So in this case, it's good luck, a happy or beneficial. And you remember the card, which is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? That card is saying this person resisted beneficial changes. Stuff that was good for them. They resisted it. They were refusing the good stuff that was being handed to them in order to stay in the dark where nothing good was happening for them. Make that make sense? If it was good, they didn't want it. If it was good in people, they didn't want them people around them. They didn't want to be with them people. They didn't want to be codependent with somebody that's good. They wanted to be codependent with somebody that's bad. And if they got with somebody that was good, and they even pitched the idea of being codependent, they was getting ready to corrupt that person first because they can't live with somebody that's good. That's good natured. It's going to be hell in the house. They're not going to get along, and they're certainly not going to control that person. So they have to cover up that person first. Remember, I said earlier it has to be a crack. It has to be something in there for the dark to take root. And what happened to this person when they was young? They was cracked open. They were, the ABUSE happened to this person, which put cracks in them. And this is how the darkness took root. Okay? So, but they're looking for some luck. And the divine is saying that luck is coming. It's packaged with everything else set aside for this person. It's waiting on them. And all that the divine is waiting on is this person to just, hey, make that move. Anything else before we close this out? It's actually a good spread. It's good. This is all good. Because a lot of times you have to take a leap of faith in the areas where that's unknown to you. You're not really sure. For example, a job that you don't feel like you qualify for, but you make that leap, you go ahead and apply, and possible you had an interview. You don't know how the interview going to go. You have to get your confidence together. Maybe you practice what the questions might be for that particular position at that job or whatever. But whatever it is, you didn't know how it's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to end. So you took that leap, and guess what? You ended up getting the job. And you're going, wow, after you leave the interview, you barely make it home and they're calling you and asking, when can you start? But you didn't know you was going to get that job. You didn't feel like you was qualified for it. And look at that. You ended up with the job. And I think that's when you're making those leaps. You better leap for it. Yep. Whoop. Anything else? And this is for Leo. And I know I didn't say Leo a lot throughout the reading, but this is for Leo. It's meant for Leo. So got a Knight of Wands in the reverse. This is I asked if there was anything else the Spirit wanted to say. Don't be indecisive. This is what the Knight of Wands is saying, because you're teetering right on the edge of making this decision. This is an opportunity for you to finally go ahead and make that leap and not be on the edge like you are right now. Okay? Don't be distracted while you're doing this. Don't let anybody distract you or anything. I know you feel like right now you're pretty low, and like you don't know your purpose right now. But this is somebody, Leo, either you, Leo, or somebody this is your purpose. You've been looking for that, and this is what the divine is saying. It's not finally you figuring it out. Mm-hmm. Changing workplaces on this card, Leo. So I don't know if you're transitioning and you're trying to look for another job, but it does say that change is coming in the workplace. So I don't know if it's going to happen at the job that you're at, or you're going to be changing jobs. But it is on this card. It is in the energy that change is on the way. I don't know. Like, again, I don't know what kind of change it is, Leo. But if you're looking for something to change on your job, that's about to happen. But if you're looking to change jobs as well, that's about to happen as well. So changing workplace is in the energy, okay? So I do see that. Anything else for Leo? Anything else? It's our final card for Leo. Is it the final card? I heard pick up that Oracle deck. Hold on. So Spirit does want to give you one final card. Okay. Let's see. What do you want? Is it this deck? Is it this deck? No, this one. Okay. I had the wrong deck. My bad. Seriously, I got one card for you, Leo. Let's see what it is. Is it one card or two? What you got for them? Hold on. I almost dropped that one. There you go. What's the final card? The final card is talking. You see that? Okay. Interested, awaiting messages, text, calls, email, or talking more. So in making this Leo, what I'm getting here with this talking card is that the talking card is probably more than likely saying that you are trying to make this transition, but you're going to need somebody to talk to. You may need some help. Or you want somebody to talk to. You don't want to do this by yourself. Now, I don't know if this is your codependent nature coming through, feeling like you can't handle this by yourself. Or you really do need somebody to talk to so you can get some clarity about the light and what it means to be in the light and to be a light worker, you know, what all that entails, and, you know, all the spirituality stuff, as you say, you know, because that's how you talk. You want to understand. So you may need to talk to somebody. So you might want to think of somebody that you know that is truly in the light for real, for real. They ain't playing no games. They're not fake. They're not one way in public and one way behind the door. Okay, Leo? So if you can think of somebody, or maybe join a spiritual community and that's really full of light workers, not in the dark, you know, because there's a lot of fake ones out there. Don't get fooled. And learn how to pray and to meditate yourself. If you're leaning towards Christianity, then you can talk to the Lord. And that means you're going to have to pray. And of course, you can meditate as well. And read the Bible. Or whatever it is that you're going to do that's going to take you away from the dark and bring you into the light. Mostly in all of them, there's a form of meditation or prayer that you're going to have to do yourself. So you can't be the codependent on in this area of being in the light. You can't be codependent. Light workers normally are not codependent on anybody else. They work with source. And being that you're a light worker, you're not welcomed in this realm as much because your job is to raise the vibration of this planet. And there are forces that's going to fight against you. And sometimes you're going to have to do that by yourself. So this is not a codependent type of path. Okay, just little information that you needed. But if you need to speak to someone, make sure it's a legitimate light worker. Okay, not nobody that's playing games with you, because there's a lot of them out there that's gonna try to play with you and fool you and pull you right back into the dark. This is why I say you can't be codependent, because it's too much foolery out here. That has been your reading tonight. Whoever this is, Leo. Well, if it's you, it's a Leo out there that I'm talking to. Is either the Leo or somebody else that's connected to the Leo that this reading is for. I hope that it was helpful and it was informative and it was enlightening. I'm very happy about your journey and the leaps that you're taking at this time. I appreciate you all that were here for the live stream, and I appreciate everyone that will view this video afterwards. If you would like to leave a comment, please do so at any time. You don't have to do it on the live. You can do it after the live. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you like the channel. Or join the, like the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for your girl. Let me know how you feel about this reading. Leave some comments. Share the video. Do what you do for your girl, okay? And I'll be back next time. We just did Leo. So next we have on deck is going to be Virgo, okay? You all have a great night. Peace, love, and light. Bye, guys.